As this cannon, that's going to go to the wayside. It's already a disaster as Peter comes in, looks for something here, wants to boot back Perfect, but he didn't pick up Taradago. Finally, he does, and there's the shock blast. He gets the trade back. It's still a full wave that is going to...
They were able to match.
There's the flash forward, and that's a very dead BDD. Nowhere he could go. Sometimes Flash Room Prison is all you need. Press it. There's a Magnus Storm from Peter as well as Beryl's in trouble. He's just trying to walk it off. And it's going to work out, and never mind. BDD says, I'm flashing for it, picks that one up. Showmaker, good sidestep on the Wind Becomes Lightning, but I don't know whether that's going to exactly keep him safe. True Shot Barrage going a completely different direction, and that is BDD picking up a second. Okay. Nice play from KT. V2. And Perfect is doing really well. KT going to take this opportunity now as Aiming says, no, sorry buddy, you are dead.
I love that.
Cold as well as the Magnet Storm pulls him out. Oh, the last bullet, and Doctor's finally on the board. They take down the Poppy, but are they out of the woods? That's the question. Peter's in so much trouble. Arctic Assault going to connect and Aiming. Yeah, he's got enough damage. Arcane shift over and gets the ulti from Beryl. Might still be a sacrifice of the Poppy, and there is the first bullet to lock that one down. Cuz with his ulti is also really helping him stay alive. Oh, never mind, he's not staying alive at all. Showmaker says no to that. As there's a charge on the Rift Herald, Peter comes back. BDD locks down a kill. Peter does sacrifice it. Yeah, and of course, because he drove it into a wall, it's not going to be doing any charging, but I think it was good use of it as that's a solo kill. Showmaker, he might though. There's a Magnet Storm from Peter. Shattering Strike's beautiful, and there's nothing Showmaker can do. He does a fair bit of damage on his way out, but now Lucid is the one in trouble. He's gonna have to try and get an Arctic Assault, but it does not work. He's just held in place, and that is two beautiful kills from two inhibitors. Should be the sacrifice here, as there's a Gibbs verdict, but Gwen is immune. And that is going to be the kill going over to Cuz, Aiming. Well, steadfast presence there from Beryl. We do have a Glacial Prison going wide here, and that spells the end of the Poppy, but still, look at this AoE. This is absurd from Showmaker. The needlework not quite doing enough as the teleport from Shiu says, Peter, there is no way out. Cuz is flashing, but Shiu's diving on top of him. Perfect there as well, the flash forward, and there's the Realm Warp to make sure that this Gwen is dead. Aiming not going to be helping out here as Showmaker moves on over, finds the Rune Prison, and should be able to get the combo off. Oh, not quite able to get in there as BDD just kills Aiming. That's what that death cap is for, apparently, and Showmaker, you don't need to tank two Nexus turrets.
Yeah,
buddy,
no,
that's not what you need to do.
Not necessary to make that move, but look.
Could be the angle, and that is going to be the soul picked up by Lucid. Good smite as Peter pulls him back. He's not going to be able to get away scot-free, as DK might just use this as an opportunity to win the game, but Perfect gets his teleport off and will be able to get himself out of there. Deadly Flourish doesn't connect onto Beryl as the Shock Blaster coming in. That's an aggressive teleport there, Mr. Showmaker, as Cuz is also going to be going down. There are different ways to engage. That is one of them. Not sure whether it's the best, but it's working out. Aiming, going to get his revenge, or at least Beryl is, as he takes... Don't know about this position as the rest of KT crash in on top of him, mainly Peter because he has an ability. Cuz with that ulti running is so durable, and now Shiu dives in. My god, the AoE is absurd. Perfect goes golden, but that means that he just has to watch as the rest of his team dies.
End this game. A little bit of happy gaming there towards the early part of the late game, but Dplus still get it done. Beautiful macro game from Lucid and Beryl. To be totally honest, just outclassing KT in the early game and building such a phenomenal lead.
Coming up relatively soon as BDD's turned up, and that should be Aiming going down. The Ignite ticking, and Doctorm grabbing first blood in the top lane. To get that level 6's Beryl, we're going to start up this fight. Let's see whether they can get in there. Charm is going to connect beautifully onto this Tristana, and Showmaker is right there for when he lands. Looking for a double here as the flash comes forward. It's actually the bleed that takes down the Rakan. Both of them holding onto his teleport for the moment. We need to get Lucid in here to go for the smite, but it is going to be the Vi locking it down. Already though, Cuz is getting very, very low. Great knockback as Shiu going bananas. Gets over that wall as they take down the Tristana. BDD just trying to create the space for himself to be able to throw around these rocks, and he does do so. The rest of DK getting very low, but you can see 4 versus 3 in the flash forward from this young top laner. Lucid diving on in as BDD does create the room to get him out of there with a seismic shove, but Peter and BDD are running the wrong direction. Shiu umbrally dashing towards this Rakan, and BDD gonna have to be able to take down the Talia. Does do so. Is now going to get depth charge. There's the hook to line it up, and the pile in from everyone on DK. Barrel angle, like you were talking about, he's trying to taxi his way through. The rest of DK unable to collapse in time, though, for long enough. That's the question, as he gets stunned up by the rocks and will get taken down. 4 members going to be enough to deal with the Aatrox. Flash available, as Cuz is going to find Barrel, as the Baron does spawn. Showmaker, though, has found the angle, and Barrel was a bait all along. It's Lucid that takes down the enemy jungler. Shiu could be in trouble here, though, as he does have the shield, but it's not quite enough. Peter going to be taken down as the Dog's getting these resets, and Doctorm out of position and destroyed. Onto BDD. The seismic shove is good, but it's onto the Aatrox, and they all just pile in on top of this Tristana. No option at all there, as Peter looking to try and get out, but he's not going to. Double already here for aiming, and it's also a double for Shiu, the young player, an absolute monster. The health bars are just lasting for so long, though, as Doctorm gets knocked up. The charm is going to connect, and they take down the Tristana. Shiu says goodbye to BDD, and Lucid on a nice angle here dives on top of Cuz, predicts the Vault Breaker, and casting nowhere to go. Decent attempt there from KT. For the LCK for 2025, this was way cleaner for Dplus Kia. Showmaker going golden, having one of his best Ahri performances that we've seen for quite some time. He's always been good at this champion, but man,